Hello, Alex Stephenson here with another M12 Draft. Um, it's an interesting pack. Our rare's obviously not first pickable. Um, it looks like the most powerful cards in this pack would be the Timely Reinforcements, Bell Tower Sphinx, um, then I guess a tier less, maybe Active Treason and even Fleetwing, possibly Llanowar Elf, though I don't know if that's a good first pick. It's really between the Bell Tower Sphinx and the Timely Reinforcements. I haven't gotten a chance to play Timely Reinforcements, not only in Limited, but in Constructed. I've had it played against me before, and it appears to be fairly powerful, so we'll give it a try. We'll see what we think of it. Okay, well, this turned out to be a great pack. We got past a Fireball, and that's going to be the pick here. I don't know if we expect to table anything since we're not even, really set on a color yet. Another powerful card is going to be the Acidic Slime, but that's probably going to be grabbed up pretty soon here. We're going to be happy with the Fireball. It's a good pass card to get. Um, okay, well, let's see. We're not committed to either of these colors. Actually, is the nice thing. They're both splashable, although I guess I'm not sure yet if Timely Reinforcements is meant to be splashed. Seems like it could easily be splashed. Fireball is definitely splashable. I've done that before. So really, there's no color restrictions on this pack, but nothing is really standing out to me as super powerful in this pack. Um, I might go with the Scepter of Empires here. This is a Bloodthirst set, and I wouldn't mind if I see some good Bloodthirst creatures. It's a nice little enabler, and it also leaves us open on the color chart there. So I think I'm okay with taking a Scepter of Empires here. Let's cost sort this. Okay. Um, I saw a Conley Woods draft where he picked up a Warstorm Surge, and he claimed it was a really powerful card. Um, as far as it being the pick here, uh, I don't know if I'm convinced of that yet. I think I'm going to pick up the Shock. Just always a good piece of removal. A fourth pick Shock is pretty solid, pretty good. So I'm happy to take that. Okay. Once again, we're still pretty open on colors. I mean, at this point, we're definitely splashing red. At the very least, we're not necessarily even playing it as a main color. Um, what would I be happy to pick up here? Um, I think I'm actually, well, if I am going to be splashing a color, which, I mean, I'm not even necessarily doing that yet, but if you're ever doing a three color thing, Drifting Shade is, significantly worse. And I think the Stampeding Rhino is a fine pick here. A 4/4 trample for 5 is good. I think it's the most powerful card in the pack. Okay, this is also an interesting pack. The Outrage is most likely the pick here. I'm almost 100% on that, but I'm trying to think of what else is good in here. Um, Call to the Grave is kind of a double-edged sword card. Unless you have the zombies, it's it can actually really hurt you. I've beat a guy who played Call to the Grave against me, and I had a Gravedigger out, and he proceeded to not play a zombie for the rest of the game. So it can actually it can be bad against you, the person playing it. So the Outrage is the pick here. It's a great piece of removal. A very late, what was that, sixth pick? Chandra's Outrage is pretty surprising. I think the Naturalize is the pick here. It's if we do end up doing a green thing, Naturalize is actually even main deckable, I've found, but we'll see if we have the space for it. But it's the most powerful card here, I would say. It's either that or the Slaughter Cry, but I really like the Naturalize, having access to the Naturalize. Um, hmm, Not exactly sure on the pick here. Um, Zombie Goliath, not a very good card in general. Quicksilver Amulet. I might just pick the rare here, even if it's not worth anything. Uh, I'm really not afraid of my opponents playing any of these cards. And that even goes for the Zombie Goliath. So I'm going to pick up the rare here. I mean, almost 100% not going to play it, but pick it up nonetheless. Here I think the Llanowar Elf is a fine pick. Yeah, that's a really late Llanowar Elf too. He's like a staple of green, from what I understand. So him coming that late is pretty surprising. It's a good indication of how open green may be. I think the Piker is just fine here. I'm not sure if I like Reclaim or not, but we'll take a Piker, get a little early creature there. I think Lava Axe is fine here. It's a good card. Here we'll take the Demystify. In case we get some enchantments, we'll just take that away from our opponent's sideboards. So far the deck looks pretty interesting. This would be the first time I do green, if I do end up doing green. Honestly, I'm still not even committed to green. At this point, I'm pretty much just committed to red. I've got enough red cards where I'm committed to it. Actually, we'll take the Infant Cutthroat here. That clogs up the ground pretty good, and I've found it to be pretty playable, so we'll take that away. Yeah, so like I was saying, we're pretty set in red at this point, I would say. But we're not even necessarily locked into green yet. We have some fairly good... Wow, Crimson Mage, second to last. That's pretty surprising. We have some fairly good removal, I would say. We already have a Shock, Chandra's Outrage, Fireball, so that's pretty good. We have the Scepter of Empires, and we're definitely in red, so hopefully we can pick up some good Bloodthirsters. Green-red would be interesting. Green is a color I've yet to draft in my recorded drafts, so, you know, once again, I'm not for sure in green yet, but it's a likely candidate. I like having Naturalize and Llanowar Elf. Stampeding Rhino is a fine card. We'll leave the Timely Reinforcements up here. I'm interested to know if this is worthy of splashing or not. I guess it depends on what my pulls are, really. So what are we hoping to open? I guess, you know, any bomb rare is pretty much playable at this point. Any Titan, and I could switch right out of green with any Titan. Overrun would be an uncommon that would pretty much just solidify us in green, and we'd be happy with that. I don't know why this pick is taking so long. It's just the last pick. Probably, I'll go ahead and hide the Quicksilver Amulet. I mean, I can't really see myself playing that in a limited environment. Okay, I was gonna pause it, but it looks like we're back here. Okay. Oh, this is a really powerful pack. So we have the Day of Judgment, which would put us back into white. We also have the Lawkeeper, Lurking Crocodile, Singer Vampire, Acidic Slime, Stampeding Rhino. So, I guess the question is, do we want to stick it out with green? Acidic Slime is a good enough card where I'm comfortable doing like a green-red thing. The question is Acidic Slime more powerful than Gorehorn Minotaur? I'm not exactly sure on the answer of that. Acidic Slime definitely has more practical use, as it eliminates like pacifisms and Oblivion Rings and any of the artifacts. Uh, Picking the Day of Judgment here just to go into white. I don't see that yet. I think I'm going to go with the Acidic Slime pick there. Seems like it's good enough. This is a good pass to get. Skin Shifter, certainly a playable rare in limited. I'm almost positive it's the pick here. He's a powerful card. I haven't gotten a chance to play him yet, but I've played against him, and swinging in on turn 3 for 4 is certainly powerful. So this is definitely solidifying us in green, which actually makes me a little bit happier about my Acidic Slime pick there. So hopefully we'll table this Llanowar Elf. Yeah, we'll pick up Skin Shifter here. That's a good rare to get. I'm happy to get that. Okay. Well, we have Vastwood Gorger, which should fulfill our in-game. We also have Rampant Growth, which would make our splashes easier if we wanted to splash for white. We have Spirit Mantle, which is actually probably the most powerful aura, and especially if we're already doing green, getting like a Sacred Wolf. Sacred Wolf plus Spirit Mantle is actually like just devastating. Very devastating for our opponent. I think I might actually pick up the aura here, because I feel like we're already in green, and picking up either a Sacred Wolf later is just fine with that. I think that's the pick. It's an uncommon, so I don't have a good chance to see another one, and I believe it's actually powerful enough, especially on, even if you landed on like a big green beater. It's a good card. I think we're willing to splash white for that too. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Well, there's some good cards for black in here. Goblin Warpaint, not as good. Not as good as the Spirit Mantle, and certainly something that I think I would actually prefer to take the Plummet over that. Plummet is just good removal, even main deckable, in my opinion. Absolutely main deckable. Not necessarily main deckable, but good enough to be main deckable, and we'll take it. So we're pretty much just green red right now. You know, I'm pretty sure we're going to be splashing the Time of the Reinforcements and the Spirit Mantle. It's not certain yet. I'd like to see an Arachnus Web or two. That would be nice. Here I think the pick is Pacifism. It's obviously moving us a little bit more into white, which isn't necessarily what we want, but I think Pacifism is a powerful enough card where that should be picked, even over the Giant Spider, which should probably, most likely, be the next pick. It would be the Pacifism, in power level, Pacifism, Giant Spider, then like Banalish Veteran, Rampant Growth, since we're doing 3-color. I'm hoping that we pick up at least one of those, but for now, let's pick up the Pacifism. I'm happy to get that. Okay, what's the pick here? I've had Stonehorn Dignitary played against me, and I mean, it does things. I don't know how good it actually is. Thran Golem with Spirit Mantle does sound pretty appealing. I don't know how many auras I'm really going to be grabbing up, though, and I think actually the Arsonist might be the pick here, if I hope to pick up any more Bloodthirst. Yeah, I think we'll take an Arsonist there. That's fine. Arsonist is a good card. think, I was going to say, I think we can hide the naturalize now. I'm not perfectly certain on that. I think actually the pick in this one is the Volcanic Dragon. For Flying Haste, especially if we have the Llanowar Elves. Um, it's a good card. So, and that also fulfills the high-end roll that we're looking for. So, I can take a Volcanic Dragon here. That's fine. This is an interesting deck so far. I'm not sure if I feel like we're lacking anything, per se. I mean, we have a good amount of removal already. I guess one comment I would make is I'm already I'm fairly certain I'm doing 3-color, so I'd like to maybe pick up a Rampant Growth or a Manolith. So I like that there are certainly common cards that I can pick up that should help for my white fix. I don't regret not picking up the Day of Judgment there either. I'm not quite sure that would have been too realistic. I think actually the Rusted Sentinel is a fine pick here. Um, we don't have a lot of 4-drops. He's actually a pretty good creature. Turn 3 off of a Llanowar Elf is certainly good. A 3/4 on turn 3 is good. Yeah, I'm really hoping that we pick up at least one more Llanowar Elves. Okay, I think the pick here is just another Stampeding Rhino. He's a good solid beater. I'm not sure if I'm going to want more than 2 of those, really. I think at this point I'm probably not playing Lava Axe. I don't know if this necessarily looks like a Lava Axe deck. It might be. The Scepter of Empires, depending on what we get in Pack 3, we haven't picked up a single Bloodthirst creature yet, so the Scepter is looking less and less like it's going to be worthwhile. I'm not sure if we need the Manic Vandal, because we're definitely going to be playing the Rusted Sentinel. Is the Crumbling Colossus maybe the pick here? I think it might be. It's either that or the Manic Vandal. I certainly don't want the Manic Vandal played against me, I guess, but I think the Crumbling Colossus, even though it dies to the Manic Vandal, I've found it to be pretty good. Do I think it's better than a Stampeding Rhino? That's actually that's tough. I'm not exactly sure on that. Here, the Rampant Growth is perfectly fine. Good, actually. I'm glad that we tabled the Rampant Growth. That also gets us a turn 3 Rusted Sentinel or turn 4 Crumbling Colossus, Stampeding Rhino, anything like that. And since we're 3-color, we're probably going to need it. So definitely a fine pick there. I guess we'll pick the creature. We'll pick up the Lightning Elemental. You know, so far Timely Reinforcements actually looks like it might be pretty good in our deck, because we don't really start dropping our creatures until like turn 5 and 6 and stuff, you know? I mean, we have these early creatures, but they look like the kind of creatures that are probably going to die early or trade with something, so I guess just if our opponent gets a nice jump on us, Timely Reinforcements will be very nice to have. We'll pick up a Manic Vandal here. More so it's not played against us. I don't know if I feel... I don't think it's... this is the deck where we want to main deck it when we're running Rusted Sentinel and Crumbling Colossus. We'll take a negate away from our opponent. Yeah, when we're playing 2 artifact creatures, playing the Manic Vandal doesn't seem like the best idea. But we could still sideboard it, depending on what our opponent's playing. Since we have the Naturalized, that doesn't even seem that likely that we sideboard the Manic Vandal. Okay, we're on to pack 3. Well, I think I'm fine with picking up another timely reinforcements here. I don't feel like I'm really missing out on anything else. No removal. I would have taken like a shock or an incinerate over it, but no, I think timely reinforcements is just fine here. I'm very interested to see how this card plays. I guess the next pick, maybe Alabaster Mage. Um, I think timely reinforcements is better, does more. Stalls better. I feel like it stalls better. Okay. Let's see here. Could play another Crimson Mage. I'm not convinced that's the best pick. Could pick up another Llanowar Elves. That would be pretty good. I think actually the pick is the Giant Spider here. I like having the Reach creature because I don't think we have a lot of stuff that much of anything actually that stops the flyers. Since I'm splashing white, I'm not sure if I want to go too deep and start picking up the flyers. And in that same vein, Giant Spider kills it, so I'm happy to play that. I don't think we're going to table that Llanowar Elf, but I think getting the Spider here is fine. We're going to hide the Lightning Elemental, the Manic Vandal. Well, for black, this is a phenomenal pack, but we are not black. I guess the Troll Hide is probably the pick for us here. Whether or not I'm going to play it is debatable. It'd be nice to see like a Sacred Wolf. Okay. I think actually the Cudgel Troll is the pick here. Now that we have these timely reinforcements, I feel a little more comfortable dropping probably like the Piker and probably the Arsonist, dropping some of our early creatures, just because I'm a little less intimidated and with the timely reinforcements. Cudgel Troll is definitely a very solid beater, so it's either the Cudgel Troll or the Llanowar Elves or the Lurking Crocodile is definitely a fine sideboard card, but I think Cudgel Troll is actually powerful enough that it's the pick here. That's a pretty late Acidic Slime. I think I'm happy to pick up the Acidic Slime here. Very practical card. Kills a lot of things. Stops mind control and pacifism, Oblivion Ring, like I was saying earlier. Just the Death Touch, it's a really good limited card. Destroying their splash land too. There's so many practical uses for the Acidic Slime. Gorehorn Minotaur is absolutely the pick here. I'm happy to pick that up, even though it's got the double color. And it looks like we actually have quite a few double color. The Rampant Growth should help with that. Hopefully we pick up another one of those too. Yeah, Gorehorn Minotaur is just fine. Really good actually, right there. I guess I could pick up the Glade Cover Scout, but even with a Spirit Mantle on it, just a 2/2 Hexproof Pro Creatures isn't really good enough. I don't think Glade Cover Scout is very good. That being said, I'm probably not going to play the Piker either. Yeah, there's nothing really too good in this pack, so I suppose I can take the Glade Cover Scout. I'm most likely not going to play it. There's nothing here that I really want to hate out. I guess, I suppose actually I'll take the cancel. I don't want my opponent, if someone's really control heavy. I'm not too scared of cancel, but I just really don't see myself playing that Glade Cover Scout, so we'll take that away. Here I suppose, actually I've played Druidic Satchel and I kind of like that card. I think it's just fine. So we'll take the Druidic Satchel here. It's either that or the Crumbling Colossus, but we are pretty heavy on the 5 drops already. So Druidic Satchel is just fine. I'm going to hide the Lava Axe. This doesn't strike me as a Lava Axe deck. I'm going to hide the Troll Hide too. Probably not playing that. I may not even be playing the Spirit Mantle. We didn't get a single Sacred Wolf. Probably going to hide the Arsonist and the Piker too. Kind of interesting. We saw a lot of red removal right in the beginning, and then we haven't seen a single piece since then. So I think that's pretty interesting. We're still sitting pretty good on removal. You know, we don't have as much as I thought we would end up with, but the between Pacifism, Shock, Chandra's Outrage, and Fireball, I'd say we're sitting pretty good. Just fine. What is the pick here? If you've seen previous drafts, you know that I don't really like Goblin Bang Chuckers much at all. Siege Mastodon for splashing white, but once again, we already have enough 5-drops. I suppose I can just take away my opponent's a Goblin Piker from our opponents if they plan on playing that. I really think these timely reinforcements are going to be good. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they're actually being a worthy splash. That is an excellent Llanowar Elf here. We're pretty top heavy, so seeing a Llanowar Elf is real good. I'm pretty sure we're playing the Druidic Satchel too, because of the land ramp capability, mostly. But I mean, it's nice that it always does something. That's a good thing about it. I don't think we're going to be main decking the Naturalize either. We might main deck the Plummet. I'm not sure yet. Sorry, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold here. I'm trying not to cough too much in the microphone. So far our deck looks pretty good. Definitely a little bit high-end heavy, but getting that second Llanowar Elf and the rampant growth, we have a lot of ramp capability, so that's good. It'd be very beneficial to us to see one more Llanowar Elf or one more rampant growth, but if we don't, it's not too big of a deal. I guess we'll take the, you know, this is a deck where I'm not afraid if my opponent plays Pride Guardian. So we'll take a Zombie Goliath here. We're sitting at 25 right now. So is there anything from this that I'm probably going to cut? I might not actually play the Spirit Mantle now. On second glance, the Scepter of Empire, even though I have the Gorehorn Minotaur, is looking a lot less appealing as well. Wow, that's like a gift, getting a Lurking Crocodile, and especially since neither of our colors are blue, there's a good chance that we could main deck that. A pretty good chance we could main deck that. I'm not sure if this deck needs the Crumbling Colossus either. It might. But since we'll take the Manic Vandal, because that hurts us if we do play the Crumbling Colossus, but it's going to hurt us anyway because of the Rusted Sentinel and the Druidic Satchel. So we'll take that away from our opponents. I actually feel like timely reinforcements with Gorehorn Minotaur is good too. Even though obviously the double red having the white, and we're probably going to have green too, seems a little less realistic. I don't know, I still think that's good. I think that's cool. That might be a factor. Our white splash is fairly insignificant too, so it's not a huge concern. It's timely reinforcements is really an interesting card. It only benefits you when you're like losing. You know what I mean? Only when you're like losing in either having less life or having less creatures does it benefit you. Otherwise, it literally does nothing. So it's definitely not a card that I'm used to playing. I'm the kind of limited player where I want all of my cards to always come down and have some sort of use. And timely reinforcements doesn't necessarily fit that bill, but I feel like it does enough when you're losing that I think it's good. And this actually seems like a really good deck for it because of all my stuff. I don't even like start dropping my creatures until like turn 4 and 5. Hopefully earlier than that with the 2 Llanowar Elves and the Rampant Growth. Okay, so we're going to build a deck here. This, once again, I think this deck is fairly good. Interesting to say the least. waiting here. Well, what am I going to cut? I mean, I can talk about that while I'm waiting. I think I'm actually going to main deck the Lurking Crocodile over the Crumbling Colossus because 4-5 drops is probably enough, and having all these 4 drops. I feel like I've got enough stuff in the middle here where the Crumbling Colossus is actually going to be unnecessary. And if you look at that, that actually puts us right at 23. So that might be good. You know, I guess the Crimson Mage could be a cut too. I'm not sure if this is a deck that necessarily needs Crimson Mage, since my guys are pretty heavily costed anyway. I might actually play the Crumbling Colossus over the Crimson Mage. I'm not sure about that yet. God, this sure takes a long time right at the end. I wonder why the load time is so long here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Well, let's bring in our Llanowar Elves, Skin Shifter. Let's bring in all our creatures first. I think I'm doing the Lurking Crocodile. Definitely doing the Giant Spider, Cudgel Troll, Stampeding Rhinos, Acidic Slimes. Let's bring in the Rusted Sentinel and the Crumbling Colossus for now. What are my other creatures in red? Gorehorn Minotaur, absolutely. Volcanic Dragon. Okay, let's get our curve up there. Sort by converted mana cost. Okay, obviously we're pretty 4 and 5 drop heavy here. Let's bring in our removal. So got the Shock, got the Outrage, Fireball. Always happy to see Fireball. Timely Reinforcements. Very interested to see how this card plays. Pacifism. Probably one of the better pieces of removal in the core set. Okay, so what were the other cards? Oh, I definitely want the Rampant Growth. Playing 3 color, and we're a little bit top heavy, so that's going to be good. Then Druidic Satchel. I'm happy to play that card. And then we have space for one more. So before it was the Crimson Mage, but I'm getting less and less sold on that. Even though we don't have a lot going on in the beginning here, as you can see. The fact that we have 2 timely reinforcements makes me a lot less concerned about having the less beginning game. So I think I might actually keep the Crumbling Colossus in. And what am I going to play instead of that? I hope I'm not missing something here. I think I did have the Plummet in. Do I think Plummet is good enough to main deck? I think I do. The question is, do I value the Plummet more than I value like the Crimson Mage? So the Crimson Mage is an early creature, which would give us an early chumper. Also give us an early Bloodthirst for our Lurking Crocodile. But I feel like the Llanowar Elves actually do that too, as does the Skin Shifter. So do I feel like Plummet is main deckable? I think it actually is. I think Plummet is a main deckable card. I still have the Spirit Mantle too. But even though all the creatures that I would really put it on could definitely benefit from a Spirit Mantle, I don't think this is the deck for it. I think I'm going to do the Plummet here. Just gives us a little bit, even though it's obviously narrow removal. I can see it being important to us to stop those like Stormfront Pegasus and Skywinder Drakes and, you know, those early flyers that are trouble. So let's look at our how we want to do our land here. Our curve looks okay, actually. We have a decent amount. We have a good enough amount of 2 and less. So we'll see. Okay, so they want 9 forests, 5 mountains, 3 planes. Let's pile by color here. So we only have three three white cards, making the 3 planes idea, in my opinion, completely unnecessary. All of our red cards are very red intensive, actually, which is a concern. Um, I think since we have the rampant growth, we could probably get away with doing 1 planes run 1 rampant growth, and that would let us do like a 9-7-1, which might be the way to go here. We could also, we don't really need the double green until, fairly late, and we have the 2 Llanowar Elves. So I actually think I might do like an 8-7-2. Just give us 1 more, because we do. I'm thinking we're probably going to want to hit timely reinforcements early, since I can see us opening hands that have like a lot of 4 and 5 drops and then lands. Seeing a planes and a timely reinforcements would make me much more comfortable keeping that hand. That being said, I think that this land base is just fine. Once again, I think Druidic Satchel is absolutely playable in this deck because it can ramp us as well. And I like all this ramp with the Fireball too. That's going to be, I think that's going to be a factor, absolutely. Yeah, this is one of my most intriguing draft decks. I hope it does well. I guess I'll see you round 1.